Hello everyone, I'm Ach Tanishq Gupta from Tarotppreneur. How is everyone doing? And how was everyone's last full moon? Did the reading resonate with each one of you? I would really love to know that, so please do mention in the comments how did it go for you all. This moon I would like to focus on how to release and what you are supposed to release. I will be tapping into each one of the zodiac sign and letting you all know what you are supposed to release this full moon. Also, given the fact that year is about to come, it's really important that you let go of all the baggage which you have been holding on to for this year. So let's get into it. Let's dive into Aries and see what Aries are supposed to release by the end of this year. It's really important for a fire energy to also comprehend. Oh wow, a card jumped. So here is this card, and it's really important for Aries to understand that no matter how many people are talking behind your back, no matter how many people are making you feel small, and no matter how many people are just gossiping about you, you have to understand all of that is not related to you. Sometimes it's very difficult for us to comprehend that the world doesn't revolve around us, and that is something Aries really have to tap into. It's also very important for Aries to understand by the end of this year is that no matter what people are saying, you are absolutely, completely, and magnificently different from all the kinds of perceptions people have of you. So, one homework for Aries would be sit and write what are the weaknesses you feel which are within you, or what people perceive it as weakness, and try to counter it with your strengths and validate yourself, validate your shadow, and then after acknowledging, try to tell yourself that all those weaknesses are not weaknesses but also minute strength. It's very important to accept your shadow at the end of the day, isn't it? Let's dive into what Taurus are supposed to release by the end of this year and how they can do it in this full moon. I strongly see that it's really important for Taurus to accept that the universe has got your back. No matter how much you think that you are doing, you are trying to achieve something, you are pushing yourself really hard, you just have to learn to trust a factor, something also known as faith, which is very important for Taurus. You can get into the mode of trusting is by believing that the universe has got your back. Sometimes it's very difficult to believe that there is someone looking out for you. And when you're not able to see if someone is looking out for you or not, then you should try to see that a part of you is looking out for you. Your higher self is watching you, your higher self is cheering for you, and your higher self is trying to make sure that you get to the goal you are looking out for. But a little bit of faith is always important. Work which I would love to give to Taurus would be practice gratitude. Sit and write 3 things you're grateful for every day. That would actually make you feel very much grounded and also would make you feel that you are gaining a sense of trust and faith in your higher self or the universe. It's time for Geminis, and let's see what you all are supposed to release and how you can release it. It's really important. Oh, wow. This happens a lot. I think it's a very beautiful thing. I have 2 cards for Geminis, in fact. So I strongly see that Geminis are supposed to accept their emotions and let it overflow if all it takes. Cry your heart out if all it takes. Learn to appreciate all the kinds of effort people are doing for you. What is holding you back is that you try to function more rationally or logically, but you don't understand that you are suppressing your emotions. And once you suppress your emotions way much, your emotions tend to turn into a volcano, and a time comes when it erupts. So it's really important for you to acknowledge your emotions, name your emotions, label your emotions, and also acknowledge people who are there for you. You have a lot of people around you, and people are ready to support you, and they are ready to cheer for you all the time. But what is stopping you is you think that you're capable of doing everything all by yourself. And that is where things go difficult. Another root cause of that would be not acknowledging your emotions. Homework for Geminis would be that you need to sit and introspect your emotions. In fact, what you can do is daily write the events which made you feel certain emotions. When you felt happy, when you felt sad, when you felt disappointed, when you felt hurt, when you felt angry, try to look into it and see what kind of events cause you what kind of emotions and how you are able to label it. Another thing is mood tracker. You can use certain colors to track your mood and see what kind of mood you're usually are in. Here is what is important for Cancerians to release by the end of this year and how they can do it for this full moon. Let's dive into it. It's really important for Cancerians to understand that sometimes karma is enough to pay back for what they did. And you can't be karma. It's really important to understand is that karma is something which does come back. At the end of the day, it comes back to everyone. What you can do about it is to understand that your growth, the way you fight back, the way you stand up for yourself, and the way you will flourish is how karma comes back to certain people. Your success, your shine, your glow is what is going to make some people understand that karma really hit them. What you can do to understand this shadow of yourself and grow out of it would be sit with yourself and write letter to that person or those people who have hurt you this year, who have sabotaged you to the point that you were not able to trust yourself as well. Sit and write a letter to them. And whenever you come to a point of forgiveness in your heart for them, do mention that you forgive them and let them go. Burn that letter right away. Forgiving them would not make you a bigger person, but also would help you move into 2024 with a much more lighter note. Let's dive into what you need to release and how you can do it, Leos. Oh, I think I was about to have a jump card, but anyway. For Leos, it's really important to understand certain things that no matter how much you see the world in black and white, usually the world is not black and white. Leos tend to think that everything has right or wrong, things have to be in certain ways, certain principles, certain morals and belief systems and values. But it's really important for Leos to also understand that there are gray areas in life and nobody can do anything about it. You can't change it. Sometimes someone doing wrong also has a reason for doing wrong. I'm not taking anybody's side here, but it's very important for Leos to understand that there is always another point of view. There are always three truths. One is your truth, one is the truth of the person who is in that situation with you, and there is the situation in itself as the truth, the reality, or the fact. And once we realize this, we also understand what eagle's point of view, bird's eye point of view means. What Leos can do to comprehend or understand this ideology would be that they sit and write the beliefs which are limiting to them. Once you write those limiting beliefs, write opposite of what those beliefs are. So, for example, if you think that you are not capable, even though Leos, if you are tapped very well into your energy, you will not come up with that kind of doubt. But still, even if a Leo feels like a cat in front of a mirror sometimes, you have to tell yourself that you are a lion at the end of the day. So if you feel that you're not capable, then write the opposite of it, because that limiting belief is what is holding you back. And this is how you can release it this full moon. Now it's turn for Virgos to understand what they need to release and how they can do it. This is something which is very prominent for Virgos. The inability to take leap of faith. The inability to think that so what if I'm a fool? So what if people think that I'm stupid? So what if someone thinks I'm weird? I want to do what my heart is asking for. Virgos are usually focusing on rationality, logics, and they tend to not express themselves a lot. That is where the problem comes. That is where you're not taking the leap of faith. So if you love someone, tell them you love them wholeheartedly. Feel every single emotion wholly. It's really important for Virgos to understand that it is okay to be a fool sometimes. It is okay to be weird sometimes. It is okay to be stupid sometimes in front of certain people. What really is not okay is you degrading yourself most of the times. You restricting yourself in these confined spaces of acting or behaving certain ways by the societal norms. So, what if you are fallen in love with someone within a span of a week or two? Tell them if you feel like that. So, what you want to leave this job and get to another job or change your career altogether or want to dive into your goals and dreams and your passions? Do it. That is what is really important for Virgos. How you can do this is, Virgos, it's time for solo date. Take yourself out on a date. Be spontaneous. Randomly get out of your house, some random place, maybe anything. I'm not going to suggest anything because I don't want to put ideas into your head. I want you to go randomly out there and do something which you would not do. Don't do anything illegal though. Try to be sane enough. Anyway, also try to sit with your emotions or express to people, express to your loved ones. Tell them you love them, whether it could be your parents, your siblings, your partner, your friends. It doesn't matter. Tell them that you love them. Start accepting your emotions. Maybe that would work out. It's time for Libras to understand what they're supposed to release and how they can do it. A sense of balance is always important. No matter how much unhinged you are, usually, no matter how much spontaneous you are, usually, there are some set things in your life which you are not able to achieve because you're not in a routine. It's really important for Libras to understand how to maintain balance in their life. You tend to not focus on balance. You tend to have more focus on extremities, whether it's feeling joy or whether it's feeling sadness, whether it's partying or whether it's being in your cocoon to the point nobody knows where you are. Balance is really important. And the key to balance is routine. So here is your homework, Libras. Sit and make a set time to wake up, a set time to sleep, and start following it. Once you start following it, you will feel in balance, you will feel relaxed, you will feel calm and contained. And once you do that, I would be really appreciating if all of you mention in the comments how the experience has been since you started applying the guidance or the homework, since you started doing the homework. Let's see what's in store for Scorpions and what they're supposed to release and how to do it. It's really important for Scorpions to understand that no matter how many times you feel betrayed or sabotaged by all the people around you, you need to still appreciate yourself. You hold the power to actually move mountains. Scorpions have a lot more of warrior traits. That is what I have always said to and usually have believed. You are capable of fighting the battles which are yours, and you are capable of winning those battles. What is stopping you from winning that battle is a belief system, a very restricted, confined belief system that probably you won't be able to win because your heart gets weak at times. But that is the thing with Scorpions. Once your heart gets weak, you're supposed to fight back, you're supposed to sting. So here's the homework for Scorpions. You need to understand in what situations you tend to play small. and how you could have played the way you actually are. What kind of people or situations make you feel that you have to act small in order to suffice? And once you sit and introspect those situations or your relationship with those people, you will be able to figure out how you can actually play or be yourself in those circumstances instead of playing small. Here is what Sagittarius needs to release and also understand how they can do it. A blinding perception of themselves and the world. Sagittarius, you all have to understand that no matter how much you felt betrayed or hurt or taken for granted this year, you still have to see the world as it is. You can't let your perceptions blind you to the point that you are sabotaging all the healthy interpersonal relationships. And once you understand and acknowledge how you feel, why you feel the way you feel, how was the situation, you will be able to move ahead. So, one thing which Sagittarius can do in order to make sure that they are able to release this setback would be by sitting with themselves, close your eyes, and visualize your former self. The person you were a few months ago, the person you were a few months ago who was hurt, who was in pain. And once you sit with this person and you acknowledge his or her emotions and you hold them and you love them, you will be able to move ahead. You will be able to move in 2024 with a much more lighter sense of self. Here is what Capricorns have to release and also understand how to release by the end of this year. The way you see at the world, the way you look at the world in the tones of blue sometimes make you lose onto the joys of life. And that is something you have to understand, Capricorns. It is completely okay to have a focus on sadness in order to prevent or protect yourself. But what is not okay is that whenever the joy is knocking at your door, you're not opening the door. You're letting it knock and you're letting it go. So, the homework for you, Capricorns, for this full moon would be sit and write all the good memories you had this year with anyone. Even if you had it by yourself or with someone, just write those memories and write it in a diary so that you have it safe with you to always look up to understand that no matter how much life is blue, there is always joy knocking at your door. Let's see, Aquarius, what you're supposed to release and how you can do it. I strongly see that you have been trying to balance yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, not effortlessly this year. But what is holding you back from your growth would be how you tend to not appreciate yourself. You think everybody does it and it's so completely okay, and what you're doing is something anyone can do it, but that is not the thing. You still have to be your own biggest cheerleader. You have to hoot for yourself. You have to tell yourself that what you did today was actually something appreciable. Nobody could have done it probably. So that is the thing is which is really important for Aquarius to understand. And what homework you can do to in order to comprehend this would be writing 3 things you appreciate about yourself every day. Every day, sit with your diary or your journal and write what things you appreciate about yourself for that day. Maybe you appreciate how you woke up and you got out of bed and worked, or maybe you appreciate sleeping in and taking rest. Mention everything. Minimum 3 points. That is very important. Last but not the least, we have Pisces who have been waiting for their turn, and This is what you need to release, Pisces, in order to grow and let go what is holding you back this year. Pisces is, you tend to focus on things in terms of delusions. Sometimes you feed your thoughts those delusions. It could be a positive thing, it could be a negative thing, you would never know. But what is really important is what kind of thoughts you're feeding to your mind. When you're upset or when you're in doubt, are you feeding your mind anxiety? Or when you are happy or when you're in joy, are you feeding your mind doubts or anxiety that probably you don't deserve it, probably you're not supposed to be happy? These are the kind of thoughts which hold you back. And it's really important for you to understand that counting your blessings is not always wrong. It's more of a blessing in disguise as well. So, Pisces, this is your homework for this full moon. Sit and count each blessing you've had this year. It could be materialistically, or it could be spiritually, or emotionally, or physically, or mentally, in every single sense. Count your blessings. It could be people who are still with you, it could be people who left you and helped you grow, it could be anyone. Try to look into it. To all my viewers out there, I would really want you to know that you should take what resonates with you. It's okay if it doesn't resonate with you. Maybe some other sign resonates with you. Try to look into your sun sign, moon sign, and ascendant sign. Probably all those, out of all those, three of them combined together would resonate with you. Please do mention in the comments which one resonated with you. How did you do your homework? If you need any help, feel free to reach us out in our DMs on Instagram. It's at the rate Tarotppreneur. You can see the handle right here in our video. Feel free to reach us out whenever you need a help. We are always here for you. Please check out other content we have and feel free to subscribe, comment, and share. I'll see you all on the other side. Bye.